8 o'clock. I'm so good. I'm so proud of myself. I'm here on time. How are we all doing? Are we okay? That was a week, wasn't it? Welcome everybody. Hello lovelies. Hello to the Katie's Arms for another week. I've got my glass. Just about got my top tucked in. It's a bit of a rush there at the last minute. Let's all have a little drink together, shall we? Cheers. Hello, my loves. Let's have a little, what do they say? In through the nose, out through the mouth, don't they? With my nose, it's quite a lot of air getting in, isn't it? Pass out through being over-oxygenated. Lancashire is here. I've frozen. That's how that's terrible. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Ireland is here. Thank God for Ireland. Well done. Oh, Canada is in the pub. Welcome to Canada, as is Winnipeg in Canada. Rainy Penzance. Oh, did you get me today having anything about St Ives Bay? Oh, let me tell you. Look at me. I'm like just still hoiking up my boobs. Look at me. Pulling them up. Don't mind me that we're live or anything on Insta. I'll just be here hoiking up my boobs as if I'm about to get ready to do something. Can I just point out? Hold on. Did I just achieve? I did. Check that out. Cleavage. Arizona is here, and Sweden, and Ontario, Southern California, Stoke-on-Trent. Come on, Forest of Dean. Edinburgh. See, so the point of Katie's Arms, so if you're wondering, what is this old bag doing and why is she drinking on her own and talking at her phone? A number of things. It's the Katie's Arms. It's a pub. It's about just having a laugh and not giving a single shit. And what you'll notice if you've been at the pub before, or you've been with us a few times, or you know any of the stuff that I do, I don't give a single shit. So the warning that we should give out if you're new to us all here, Brixton's here, come on, love a bit of Brixton, is that if you have every right to disagree with everything I say and think, and you have every right to like personally feel offended. You know what I mean? Like you can be like, oh, I'm so offended. She's talking about me. I'm so offended. That's totally perfect. Do stay at the pub though. If you're like, I can't fucking stand this woman, the old bag, and I really disagree with her, and I'm offended, but stay at the pub. Because there's lots of other people here. Look, they don't agree with me either. And no one needs to agree with me. And that's been something I've always said, isn't it? Don't need to agree, just come and have a laugh, because it's been a shit week, hasn't it? It's shit. It's still grey. It's still raining. And it's just a bunch of old shit. The politicians are shit. Anything about elections is shit. It's just a bit shit. But we're going to get through this together. So don't you even worry. Do you want a funny story or a funny thing? Choice. Funny story, funny thing. And the funny thing, let me tell you, is pretty funny. We'll do both. Funny story. And hello, can I just say very quickly to all the young people who are watching, who are just with their mates and just casually like looking what the lunatic woman's up to, and you put little I have to say to young people, you're marvellous. Somebody posts my stuff on TikTok for me. I mean, they just do it out of their own goodness of their heart so that people can watch what we're doing. And young people see bits of us yabbering on like this. And I just so admire young people for just being like, well, fuck it. I don't agree with her, but that's okay. Or, oh, she's funny. Or, oh, silly old cow, have a bit of a laugh at her. I just thank you very much. Some other young people have been in touch with me and told me that their young people friends see me on TikTok and are very kind. So I just want to say thank you, young people. Thank you. That's very nice. I'm very touched. Thank you. I'm not one of these other influencers as you notice. I'd be a shit influencer, as we know. And I've never been paid to do anything. No paid partnerships, no nothing. I'm never selling anything. Nobody's ever asked me to wear their things because no one wants to really be associated with me. I've never been sent on a holiday or offered fancy photos somewhere or been sent like a bra to show you like, oh, this is so comfy. Thanks so much to hashtag whatever the fucky brand. This is so comfy. Well, you see these women, I want to ask young people actually, or maybe you people, lovely people, not that you're not young. Peckham's here. Come on, Peckham. What is going on at the moment? I need people who know things to tell me. What is going on with women? Is it maybe it's what I'm being shown because maybe I've spent too much time looking. But they're doing the Instagram thing, boop, 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 and then they show you, so they come out and they put on something like a top. So they go like that, and then they go off to the side, and then they add, I should have brought props. So they come back on, but they've added like a sweater, and then they do that. Then they go off, and then they find something else to add, like an earring, and then they come back on and they go, and they put the earring in, right? South Wales is here. Geordie's here, Geordie Land's here, and West Yorkshire. Keep going, keep going. That's two of us. I haven't been sent anything either. Yeah, well, I'm sure it's not for the reasons they don't want it coming near me. They're like, we do not want that fucking far-right Nazi wearing our shit. Like, brands are like, get that freaking blouse off her. Text her. Say, take your brand off. We don't want to be associated with Nazis. Fuck off. Katie Hopkins, stop wearing that. Fucking hell. Anyway, so they're doing that, and they've added this, then they've added a sweater, now they've got an earring, and then they come back, they go off, and they come back with the trousers, and then they walk up and down. What the fuck? Who are these women? And why are they adding so many shitty things? And who's got the time? By the time they've finished with their outfit, which I think they call layering, they've got so much, like, they've got like this layer, and then they throw on a coat in grey, and then they throw on a scarf in like cashmere fawn, and it's always the same, like grey, cream, chocolate, brown, taupe, a taupe, grey and taupe. Fuck off with your grey and taupe, you boring twat. Ugh. The perfect, oh god, I've got camel and taupe. You know what I mean? What's with your voice on my phone? You sound like a man tonight. Oh, I hope so. I do have quite a low voice, as you can tell, which I quite like, actually. I can't stand women's voices. What's that singer called that sings in a way that only dogs can hear? You guys have to help me. Is it me, or does your voice sound low today? That's two people. Maybe I think I'm a bit tired, so I think it's gone a bit lower. Or maybe I'm poorly. What's that singer called? She has blonde hair and she likes to do sort of working out. She thinks she's really hard. But when she sings, it's really, really high. You can't hear what she's saying. Okay, funny story. Are we ready? No, not Mariah Carey. She's a British woman. So, Kate Bush, no. I can't think of her name. Anyway, so get this. A funeral home, right, I can't remember where, or the name of it. I did write it down earlier. I don't think I've got it here to show you. No. A funeral home sent Valentine's cards to a nursing home. Paloma Faith, no. No, she's blonde hair, and she likes to do like sporty things. And then she was recently linked with Zach Goldsmith. Pixie Lott, Paloma Faith, no. Katie Waisel, no. Ellie Goulding, that's it. Singing. But you can't stand that. High voices or women on the radio that are, yeah. Go away. So, funeral home sends nursing home Valentine's cards from the funeral home with the funeral home on it. Like, see you soon. Can you imagine? Okay. I've got two other things I need to talk to you about. the Steve Wright stuff on Radio 2. It's hard trying to keep calm. So much. All of those people, the BBC bosses that basically killed off Steve Wright because he lived for radio, so without it he had no reason to. And them coming along and saying, he's the greatest guy, legend. Yeah, sure. So why did you fire him, you absolute fuckers? Oh, he's the greatest broadcaster of all time. Yeah. So why do you fire him, fuckers? You know what I mean? You're going to fire someone, okay, that, you know, shit happens, life happens. But don't be so duplicitous and come out and say, oh, we're so sorry. Yeah, I'm sure you're sorry. You're sorry because you now look like a bunch of wankers because you basically killed Steve Wright. And I mean that. I'm not retracting it. I'm not apologising for it. I mean it. Do you know about yoni eggs? Do you? I was sent these by a supporter. And I think, yeah, exactly, hypocrisy at its finest. They replace him with some other twat. All the, you know, young ones. Which is, like, I get it. And I get that you have to move on. And I get that people, you know, we're too old and all the rest of it. And obviously I'm not Steve Wright because he was a genius. But is a genius. But, like, it just strikes me like Radio 2. It was the replacement was always with either you had to be gay, which is brilliant, but, you know, or you have to be drag, so Michelle, or you have to be a comedian who's also gay, or a comedian with a regional accent. It's like, can't we have it? Or a woman. Can't we have just some regular white blokes that are quite fun, like Ken Bruce? Love him. I mean, my father loves him. So anyway, let's go to yoni eggs. You can't replace talent and experience. Very sweet. Up the chuff with them eggs. Right. So I've been sent these. Shall I start off with the smallest one because it feels more, you know, it feels more modest. This is the instruction booklet. How to insert your yoni egg. If you choose a drilled egg, no, this egg has been drilled. So before practicing, you must warm yourself up by massaging your boobs, ensuring the vagina is expanded. Coconut oil can work. You press the large end of the egg onto the opening of your foof, and then you move the egg in slow circles, and then you push it in, placing the larger end inside. Someone here saying, get a mirror. Moist. Now, you know, not wanting to overexpose myself in any way, I prefer Cadbury's cream eggs. I have to say, this isn't going to cut it. If I was going to exercise with an egg, this thing doesn't stand a chance. I mean, all I would have to do is, I mean, one marginal cough, and that is flying out into lovely Mark's eye. I mean, honestly, phew, that'd be like a small pea in the end of a straw. I could just go, all I would have to do is this. There, that would be out now. At this size, let me show you. There's a medium. I would go straight to large at my age. Oh, it's more like it. How do you eat yours? Well, yeah, these are, can you hear? Quite solid. That's more, I'm going to say, that's more like it. And even then, I need something more the size of a, you know, one of those John Lewis eggs, to be honest. Because even that, is that going to stay in? I don't fancy it is. I once had an incident, actually, with a coil which I got muddled up. This is quite a lot for... She's freaking out, people are saying, Katie. Who's freaking out? Me? Oh, you start with the large and work your way to the small. Wait. You start with the large and work your way to the small. Oh, I see, because you're working your floor to make it stay in. Ostrich egg. Katie for Prime Minister, what, with one of these in? Okay, so I think you're saying you start large and you learn to be tighter. Is that it? We're not sure. Hi from France. Œuf rose. A pink egg. Boy. Anyway, I've been sent these. I'm supposed to practice with them and I'm told it's going to help my pelvic floor. I can let you know how this goes. The funniest thing of all that I love the most, Sticky Vicky, eat your heart out. Oh, I know, I was telling you about my coil, wasn't I? But let me tell you the funniest thing that I love about this package is this. Can you see? Refunds and returns. Due to the intimate nature of your eggs. All right, Captain. Returns won't be accepted. Do you know what I really want to do? I really, really want to... This is so gross, but I really want to, like, make one of these look a bit used and then try saying, oh, you know, can I return these? They're not really my size. I think I need something a bit larger. Can you imagine having to explain to people that you can't return these? These products may present a choking hazard. Who's sucking on that? Anyway, let me tell you my private story. My private story is that I once got, so up here, there was a whole, put them on eBay. What, second hand? Or nearly new yoni eggs. Only the largest size used. What's the largest one like? Oh, that's this one. I need to give you some sense of perspective, don't I? I don't want to sort of dangle it in front. I don't want to sort of look like I'm teabagging the yoni ball, but how can I give you perspective? Because my nose is quite big, so that's not going to help you. I guess, is my little finger. So that's my little finger and that's the ball there. Is that helpful? Everything else on me is really big, isn't it? My mouth is big, my eyes are kind of big, my nose is big. Obviously my boobs are massive. Look how small it looks compared to my boobs. I know, right? Disappears, look. It's huge. Okay, so the story we're back to. I got muddled in this department and I muddled some strings up because there was the whole string for the coil and then there was another string going along because I had some issues at that time, lady issues. So anyway, got the strings muddled, a bit like in a church tower. I don't know what this is. I look like I'm milking a cow. But you know when, like, if there's church bells and men are playing the bells and they pull on the strings or the ropes for the church bells, well, imagine that, but in this situation, there was a number of strings going on up there and I pulled the wrong one. So when I pulled, I got the wrong thing coming out, and then I had to walk to the doctor's surgery with my coil halfway out, speared into the walls of my... It's a bit much that, wasn't it? Overshare. Too far. Things I was supposed to talk to you about that weren't involving that region. Ouchie, I know. There's a lot going on. There's a lot. I was a busy woman. So lovely Mark has now loaded all of the tour dates onto Katie's arms. All of the venues bar, I think, a couple. And tomorrow he is going to do an email so that you've got, if you wanted it, you would have all of the... I'm sorry if we lost signal there. My voice keeps going really deep. I don't think it's mine, is it? I think it must be the live. It must be Instagram. So if you would like to see all of the events or maybe come along, which I really want you to do, if you sign up to Katie's Arms, you know Katie's Arms, Katie's ARMS.com, then tomorrow when Mark sends the email link out, you'll get it. And you don't have to put any details in other than your email address. You don't have to, we will never try and sell you anything. We will never bust your balls for anything. We'll never be like, oh, why don't you buy this shite or whatever. That's not what it's about. We're trying to get our family together on the road, and that's it. So if you sign up to katiesarms.com, when Mark sends that email, you'll get it, which means you'll be able to come along if you want to. And we're doing 2 warm-up gigs, which I mentioned earlier this week, or I put up their promo, at Karen's Diner. And I don't know if you know Karen's Diner, but it's where the staff are rude to customers in a super fun way. So we're doing a warm-up gig at Karen's Diner. It's already sold out in Manchester, but we have one in Birmingham. So if you're in Birmingham and you can get to the Karen's Diner date, do it. They're doing burgers, I think. You get to sit in your booths and I'll be there and the staff will be there, and it's going to be just epic. Everything's going to be epic. We've got dates in Scotland. We've got dates for Wales. We've got dates for Ireland. This tour, if it doesn't kill me, you guys should surely try and end me. This could be the end, but if it's the end, I'm so up for it. So yes, katiesarms.com. If you put your email on there, that would be perfect, because then we can let you know where we're going to be. Okay, can we talk about these Muslim gangs, why they're drugging our children and raping them and scum and still in our community? I know. These are the things no one can say. These are the things we were saying, have been saying for 15 years. These were the reasons me or whoever else got fired from every job we ever had, because there's things you can't say. All roads lead to Rome. That's for certain. For certain. And Katie, spill the beans about Farage. In what way? You want to know the inside track on Farage, or has he done something dastardly? Can me and Piers Morgan do a morning TV show? Well, now that he's a vlogger, I mean, maybe we could, I guess. Now he's unemployed. I think he would still like to think he's got higher standards than being around me. But we could. Oh, I need to ask you something. So, question. I think this is a bit of vanity, but also a bit of necessity. Right. You'll know, if you've been with me for a while, that I have a vein, a massive varicose vein on my right shin. And if you've been to any of my gigs and seen this thing, you'll know. It's like on my shin and it's like a snake. I would try and show you here, but I don't think it's going to work. And next week, I'm getting it, what do they call it? Is it stripped out? I'm getting it pulled out, in like having a surgery thing, but I think it probably takes 10 minutes, right? You just cut and then cut a few more times and then pull it, or whatever. I'm sure it's a lot more technical. My question to you is, shall I kind of document the process? Because I disagree with having surgery for vanity reasons, for myself, but not for anyone else. Like, everybody should do whatever they want, whatever makes you happy, amazing. I promised I wouldn't ever have any surgery if I didn't need it, because I've had so much already, and why are you doing that to yourself? But I'm getting this taken out because it really throbs up here. And I don't know if you know, I know I'm supposed to try, like, pretend to be like, people are always trying to pretend to be fabulous. I'm definitely not. This vein, I'm not joking, goes up here as well. Like, it started to show here. It's properly grim. So my thought was, I should, and it's not good. It's not gonna look good. You know, there's no point of this that's gonna be like, ooh, that's a MILF. It is not a MILFy thing to do, is it? So what I thought I should do is show it, take a picture of it and also show it. And then we can go and get it cut out. And then I can show you it, like, or well, I can tell you what it's like to get it cut out in case you've got one. And then you can see what it's like after, like whenever it's supposed to get gone. Did I have the clot shot? No, of course not. I haven't had a vaccine, of course not. No, I've always had these veins since I was young, and my mother has them. So it's nothing to do with the vaccine, it's just to do with having hereditary veins. So then I thought I would show you it afterwards. But I'm not trying to be one of those people that's like, look how great this looks. But I thought you might, yes, exactly. What's wrong with the vein? If you don't have varicose veins, how can I describe it to you? Have you ever seen, like, hold on, here. If this is a tree, and you know how ivy goes up around a tree and it kind of goes, and it gets bigger and bigger and fatter, so it's like this, stuck on. That's the varicose vein on your leg. And it just gets bigger and bigger because all of the valves have failed. And now it's not even just on my shin, which is bad enough. It's going right up into my groin. Before and after. Yeah. They injected it and squashed it with tight ass stockings. Yeah, I'm not having that one done. I'm having the one where they cut it out and throw it away. I might ask, do you think they could put it in a jar? And then I could show it to you. Some people say, yeah, they burst. Some people, they burst. Yeah. Varicose veins are connected to a sluggish liver. Well, what on earth could be going on with my liver? After all, I really, really look after my liver in every single way. I mean, I don't drink, so can't be that. Know what I mean? Like, sometimes I think just shit happens. I don't really need to know where it comes from. I think it comes from genetically. But if it's my liver that's fucked, I don't think I want to know. I often wonder about tests, don't you? Especially for old people. Medical surgeries, doctors' surgeries, they're always wanting the old people in to do tests. Like my mum and dad, they always want them in to have a flu jab or a diabetes check or a old person's health check or and I know for normal people, you can't get an appointment for love nor money if you're regular age. But if you're older, they can't resist you. They love it. They want my dad to have shingles jab. They want my mum to have a flu jab. They want them to have the flu and shingles jab. Then they want them to have a blood test for their bones and their blood test for their blood and the blood. Honestly, it's relentless. And I'm guessing it's all to do with funding, but it's proper mad. Yeah, no, I'm not worried about it. Thank you. I'm not worried about it at all. The thing, I've chosen to have it. And I love general anaesthetic. Oof, I love it. I love the feeling of it going up my arm. I love the fact I'm going to have a little sleep. It's like a little treat to myself. Mostly it's to ensure that I can do this tour without my leg hurting. Because we need to get through this thing together. So do remember at katiesarms.com, sign up so that we can email you tomorrow with the list of all the venues, so that we can try and get everybody together on the road and we can bring this fine family of ours all together. And I can promise you one of the best things is walking into these rooms of people that just are happy that you came. And if you want to come on your own, I know I say this quite often, but it's really important to me that you know, say that your husband thinks I'm a complete twat, or your wife hates my guts, or one of your friend thinks I'm a knob. They don't need to come. Come on your own. Fuck them off, leave them. We're not really asking for anyone's approval. Just come without them. Fuck them. Right, 2 minutes ago, when are Katie's Arms wine glasses on sale? Lovely Mark's just put the order in for those. We will have those with us on the road. They come in little boxes. And so those wine glasses, if you can come to an event, we'll have those with us. And the other thing that I've been keeping as a little secret to myself is my next book, True, is at the proofreaders being checked. And I was just reading a bit of it through today. And it made me laugh out loud. So, and then I was like, you're laughing out loud at your own book. What sort of, self-obsessed twat does that? But there's basically this coming out in book form. It's my diary of last year with months go by, and it's just thoughts on things like why cyclists like Jeremy Vine are complete cunts. That kind of thing. But yes, so the Katie's Arms wine glasses will be with us on the tour. Please do sign up at katiesarms.com because I really, really want people to come. Because it's really important to me that everybody, laughs and leaves feeling much better, because I know many people aren't enjoying this bit of life at all right now, and I don't want to get all serious as we depart, but you know what I mean. It's quite shit right now. Everything's so expensive. Your kids can't afford a house. People don't know how they're going to pay for shit. Everything costs so much money, and part of me thinks lots and lots of people. I've gone off on one, haven't I? But I think lots and lots of people are walking around now like that now with like almost holding their breath, like holding it in like that, because it's so horrible out there. That's what I actually think. And the problem with holding it all in like this, being brave and keeping it going and keeping everything together and keeping dropping people off and picking them up and make sure is eventually you have to let that all out. And I actually think that's how people in the UK right now are going around. It's like waking up, taking a big breath and trying to make it to the end of the day when they get back in their bed. That's what I actually think. But I don't want to be dark and I don't want to set myself off. But that's what I think. That's why this tour matters to me, because people need something to hope for, and that's each other. Right, my lovelies. What shall I say? I'll say thank you. Thank you to the young people on TikTok for being super kind. It'll set me off, won't it? I can't talk about what I think is really happening to people in this country without it setting me off, because I find it really upsetting. I heard, I had two little old people in a supermarket the other day, and they weren't going to get their Horlicks because of the price of it, because it was too expensive. And I would have obviously gone and got it. Not that I, just like, oh, I'm loaded, I'll get it. I'd have if I could be more American, I would have quietly just gone and got it for them. But it would have been embarrassing, I think. But that sort of thing sets me off. I had a proper full-on, I lost it in the car park for a while. At the thought of an elderly couple in this country not able to afford their bedtime drink. I can't. So thank you to everybody for being so lovely. And lots of people here agreeing, but I can't read your comments because I'll never make it. But thank you to all the young people on TikTok for being super kind. Thanks to everybody for being part of this, because you'll know it's quite a lot. And mostly, obviously, all the time, I'm trying to have a laugh. But you'll know, if you know me a little bit by now, that I mean what I say. And my whole heart is in it. And that's why, in fact, it doesn't matter when I'm told by certain people that I'm, not funny or shit or whatever. Because I know that, those of us that know, our hearts are in the right place. Okay, good. I'm sorry for that last bit. So thank you for joining us on Katie's Arms. Please, everybody, stick together. Come on, girl, you're keeping us going. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just sometimes honest is this, isn't it? And so I hope you all have a fun weekend. Please, God, do something lovely for yourself. Sit on your sofa in your gym jams. Get a big mountain of chocolate. And a bottle of wine and a straw and maybe the largest yoni egg you can find. And like it says on the instruction manual, massage your boobs and then swirl it round and bosh. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but bosh. Here's to yoni eggs and drink and making it through. Okay, my loves, I'll see you next week. And for now, from me, thanks so much for all the kindness. Someone's like, I missed that. Why are you in tears? Because an elderly couple in a supermarket couldn't buy Horlicks. Don't ask. Okay.